Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at, I guess, the next season's trailer or another teaser. I am not too sure on what it actually is at this point of time. It is just 15 seconds with a lot of content towards the new season, and we're going to dive right into it. And if you can read the title, you most likely see one or two things already from this trailer, but let's start in. I'm going to have half the speed. This Pokemon is a Kapfu. We already had several videos about this Pokemon. The evolution is going to be interesting. It's the main theme of the season. And so basically how this video is kind of done is that you have Kapfu in the beginning, which is the main body that you're going to have through the season. And then we're going to have different kind of aspects of the season. For example, here we're going to see what Dynamax Pokemon are coming next. And what we will see here is Raikou, which is kind of clear. We're going to have next up an Entei, which is kind of clear. And we have a Suicune, which you kind of see from the shadow here. So that's going to be it for Dynamax. Next up, we're going to have the Mega Evolution. We're going to have an Audino. And Audino has a Mega Evolution, of course, which you're going to see here. Currently, Audino has horrific fast and charge moves for at least PvP. So for that, you can completely ignore it. How is it going to be for PvE? With 2853 max CP, I highly doubt it's gonna be a good one. It is a very, very bulky Pokemon, which would be cool for PvP, but as you cannot use in PvP anyway, as it has a pretty horrific move typing, it is going to be literally just a dex filler. Or, if you want to be really cool, you can use this Pokemon and farm this Pokemon to get a ton of Stardust, because every single time you're going to, of course, do a raid, you're going to catch a normal Audino, which gives you 2100 Stardust. If that's something you're into, go for it. Maybe you're gonna get it at the same event where we have Stardust bonus, and might actually be worth it raiding this Pokemon. Maybe you're gonna have a raid day for this Pokemon then. But generally speaking, this Pokemon has no play at all with the moveset of Pound, then Headbutt, Hyper Beam, Disarming Voice, and Dazzling Gleam. Fair enough, after the normal Audino actually built for the Open Great League for no reason at all. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next part of the trailer, where we're gonna take a look at Team Go Rocket. And here we're going to be actually at the interesting part, because we're going to see what new Rocket boss is going to come in here. We're going to see some Shadow Raids. We don't know exactly what Pokemon is going to be there. We had the Regis the last time. We actually don't know which Pokemon is coming next there, because I feel I don't know, for Generation 4, nothing has really been released. No Nuxie, Mesprit, Azel, stuff like this. So I'm wondering what the weekend raids basically going to be for the next season. I honestly have no idea. Let me know down below what you think. I had Raikou, Articuno. Maybe we're gonna go back to Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos. That's what I would assume. But you know what's kind of cool? At least Giovanni's Pokemon is gonna be revealed here. And we see it here. That is clearly the head of Dialga. And this is going to be the main topic of the video. We're just gonna go towards the end of this one. We're going to see here actually a Dynamax Kapfu. So there's going to be Dynamax Kapfu raids apparently. Or the Kapfu that you have, you can use in Dynamax raids already. Either is going to be quite huge. If you're going to get this as Dynamax raids, you can evolve it afterwards. The evolution of that has this different special Gigantamax forms, which maybe you're going to be able to take down at the end of the season, which would be really cool. But yeah, Kapfu definitely can either Dynamax for the one that you get from the crest most likely, or you're going to get even some Dynamax raids at the end of the season. And this is basically it. Might and Mastery is going to be the name of the next season. Very likely, also the last season, last year basically, on the 28th, we got the season info. As you have those teasers, I would assume tomorrow we're going to get the season info. Most likely also the Go Battle League info. Stay tuned for this one. I'm definitely going to try to cover it. I'm going to try to keep myself available. For me, or most likely it's going to be, seasons always get released here at 3 PM my time. Most likely going to be the same case again here tomorrow. So I'm going to feature basically everything on this channel as well. I'm going to give you in-depth, especially details, of course, towards the PvP aspect of it. But today we're going to take a look still at Dialga. And that's going to be exactly what we're going to take a look, because for the first time ever, Dialga is going to be available as a Shadow, and with that also for the Open Great League. After Shadow Palkia last time around, it's not really too surprising that we're going to get the Dialga this time around. By the way, if you see some cuts, I'm quite a bit sick right now, but that is what it is. Every single time I travel, I get sick afterwards, so yeah, just a cold though. But anyway, you're gonna see here Dialga, and as you can see here, the Shadow variant is not really performing that well. But that being said, you have now a Steel and Dragon type Pokemon, which currently is not available anywhere else with the typing, and it's a great typing to have. It's one of the best typings that you can have. But in the two-shade scenario, this Pokemon actually looks really, really solid. Only really getting beaten by like those Fairy type Pokemon and Fighting type Pokemon. Like only the Pokemon that really have a great typing against it. Everything that's just like neutral or whatever, you actually have a really good play against it, and most of them you're going to be able to beat, which is kind of cool. So, Steel and Dragon also going to be one of the best typings to counter Grass type Pokemon. Of course, it's more of an offensive Pokemon here, but with Dragon Breath you can definitely allow yourself that. The issue for Dialga is, and why it might not be as great, is that you don't have any cheap charge move, and this is something that isn't really too worrisome in the Open Master League, but we want to take a look at the performance there as well still today. Next up here, we're going to have a team that you can, for example, run, where we have like basically the Corsola Diggersby core. You can use Diggersby as a safe swap here as well and have Dialga on the back. You can use Dialga as a safe swap and have Diggersby in the back. Something like this most likely going to work out here. But as you can see here, Dialga is not the greatest in the 0 to 1 shield scenario, only having a few wins. But if you want to take a look at the 2 shield scenario, this kind of changes a little bit more. As we'll see here, Dialga is gaining quite a few wins, and so I would recommend you to get a Dialga for the Open Great League. It's going to be a fun Pokemon to showcase. You know already I'm going to showcase it on this channel, so definitely stay tuned for that one. Next up here, just against the Great League meta, you're going to see here in the 1 shield scenario, they're only going to have 8 wins, 31 are losses, which is not really great. But again, here in the 2 shield scenario, you're going to see the separated wins here as well. Toxapex win, Superior you win quite hard. You have 19 to 20, which is really, really good as well. And there might be even breakpoints that you could get for this Pokemon. This is, of course, the 5, 15, 14, which I guess is the lowest. Actually, 6 is the lowest one that you have there, so you have most likely even a little bit more attack on this Pokemon anyway. Maybe like 6, 15, 12 is most days something the best that you can have, because I think 6 is the minimum attack stat. You're gonna lose actually 2 more matchups there. So yeah, it is not going to be the best Pokemon ever. But again, Martin recently, like Genetics, was able to get to number 4 in EOIC with the Shadow Palkia. So if Shadow Palkia can do it, I feel like Dialga can do it as well. And starting with the Ultra League, we can actually compare to the other forms over the normal variant and the Origin form. And what we will see here is it is kind of on par of the Origin form. Origin form is a bit bulkier and a bit better with that. But the Shadow Dialga, of course, has the benefit of being Shadow and having more fast move pressure with it. Which we're going to see here as well. This is going to allow us to actually be the better matchup here for the Open Ultra League. This Pokemon going to be the better one here. And that is going to be quite nice. And now we can move on to the next one. We're going to take a look again at the Ultra League. And what we will see here as well is that the Shadow variant is going to have 9 wins and 28 losses in the 1 shield scenario. But as soon as they go into the 2 shield scenario, it's actually going to be in the positive range. So it's a great closer. It's great as Elite as well, having 2 shields towards it. But if you don't have 2 shields, it's going to be a bit difficult because you cannot benefit from the Shadow bonus enough as it really rectifies using this Pokemon. Open Great League, 1 shield scenario, Open Ultra, Master League. All leagues kind of through there. Open Master League here, we see in the 1 shield scenario it's not the best, but if we go into the 2 shield scenario, we see that this Pokemon actually going to have a lot of potential. Does it have more potential than the normal Dialga? Let's find out. It does. It is the better Dialga. But is it the better Dialga than the Origin form? It is. So, Dialga for the Master League apparently is as a Shadow variant because of the fast move pressure that you have. The better Dialga? Here it doesn't say it though. This is going to be here the 1 shield scenario again, and we're going to see that the Dialga Origin form is going to be the best one that you have there. What moves do you, what do you win, what do you lose? Actually win against other Origin form, you win against Purina, Zygarde, Purina. You lose against other Mars, this kinda sucks. The rest is actually okay. The Aishin kinda is a bit awkward. How's the 2 shield looking? Oh, Shadow Dialga is actually better than the normal one, or like the Origin form. So that's kind of crazy. So Shadow Dialga definitely has a lot of play. If you get a good one, maybe actually build it for the Master League. Would make some sense, as you can see here. For sure has some potential, especially in the 2 shield scenario. This Pokemon is a beast. And so, yeah, that's going to be it for this video today. Shadow Dialga is coming. Again, we had already the Pokemon Presents earlier on. Tomorrow, there's going to be 1 gameplay video, and then very likely just the season update videos, which are going to come out tomorrow. Very likely, like there's no other way that the season update comes out tomorrow because we have a weekend afterwards when Niantic never posts anything, and then it's already the new season. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoy, and I will see you then. Bye bye.